take with that top pick? Will it be Ben Simmons? Will it be Brandon Ingram? That's the question a lot of fans will be debating over the next month plus. And joining us right now to give us his take on all of this from PhillyInfluencer.com, Sean Brace. Hey, Sean, good morning.
Hello. The city of winners.
Well, let's start with that. We'll debate Ingram and Simmons in a minute. Let's start with the sort of the turning the page. We were talking about this in pre-show on our Facebook.com, kind of
our live video.
Chat It does feel like you're at least starting to get out of it a little bit. You're out of the mud. You're not quite in the sunshine yet, but you're at least digging yourself out of this thing.
Yeah, for me, it started with the Flyers. You start learning about the young guys that possibly could be coming up next year. Ghost, what he was able to do this year. All the way now, we fast forward to the selection of Carson Wentz, second overall. You got to get hype about that. And the Phillies. I mean, come on, this is amazing right now.
It's incredible.
I don't know what's going to happen in August. I think I do, but I don't care right now. I know what's happening right now in May. The bullpen, what they've been able to do so far, the starting pitching, 17 strikeouts the other night combined, absolutely amazing right now. So, like I said, the future is bright. This is the city of winners
you're so
right
happy.
now. Yes, I am happy. Yes, and of course, winning the #1 overall pick—that's the icing on the cake.
Yeah,
because we always feel like we're kind of doomed, right? And we've been in a slump, but I think the slump is starting to be busted right now. That's for sure.
I think when looking back at the slump time period when you're talking about Philly sports, for me anyway, looking back at the situation, I think it started to shift anyway when Pete Buchanan took over.
Yes.
Because even though the Phillies had a losing season last year, obviously, even though they ended with a terrible, terrible record and it was a bad season, that was when you saw the tide turn for that team. And for me, anyway, that's just continued. It's carried on through the season. The Flyers started their season, ended their season well. So I think I'll look back to that anyway in Philly being a turning point.
It's fair, because you always wonder when a new manager takes over, especially in a bad situation where the team's going nowhere and they win a few games. It's kind of like, yeah, okay. I mean, clearly they weren't happy with the last guy, but this can't keep up, right? And you get through that year last year, you're thinking, all right, I don't know. They kept him on. What are they really trying to do? But this year, I mean, he's the perfect mix of a guy who's very blunt, but also can relate.
Yeah.
He keeps it real, but he also
He's
relates
great.
where he doesn't turn guys off.
And you've talked to everybody across the Major League Baseball landscape. They say manager of the year so far. And I don't think it's even an argument. I don't even know who would you put up there at number 2. I mean, just the way he's been approaching this season. And I'll be honest, when it all went down last year, I was saying, open it up.
Yeah.
Let's get to the end of the season and see who else is out there. But looking right now, looking back on it,
They had a good feel for it.
We have a manager that's really talking to us and telling us the truth. I mean, he's really, opening things up to not just, his players, but to us as, as fans.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing,
you don't feel like it's lip service when you feel like he's being.
How many wins do you have them at for this year?
Well, I had him at under 74 last time I was here.
I had him at 70.
Yeah, I figured in the beginning of the season, 70, 71, somewhere around there. But, hey, we just keep going up and up and up right now. So who knows? Like I said, I know where they're at right now. I think I know where they will be in August after they play the Mets and the Washington Nationals, 16, 17 times, 18 times a season. So, but I'm enjoying the ride right now.
So if you could pick a number though today.
I still got to go under 80. I mean, they're one-run ball games.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's the difference maker. That's what they've been able to come out on the right side of those ball games, but eventually that's probably going to catch up.
All right, let's go to another number here, 10. 10 was how many wins the Sixers had last year. But the more important number is 1. They have the #1 pick. So let's look at it here.
And this is your math lesson for the day.
Yes, kids. Carry your 1. But you look at it, and they got that first pick, and the beauty is they're at the mercy of no one. Yeah. They control what they want to do here, and that's a great part of it.
Yeah, this is awesome right now. Finally having the #1 overall section, like you just said, they don't have to worry about anybody else. I don't want to trade that pick. I hear what everybody's saying out there with the Lakers and all that. That's fine. I want the 76ers to stand pat and take Ben Simmons at #1 overall. Look, I think that there is a conversation with Brandon Ingram. I do. When I first hopped on here a couple months ago, I know you were a Brandon Ingram guy. I didn't think there was a decision. I realize that if you want to have that conversation, I'm fine with that. But at the end of the day, you look at Ben Simmons, he's ready to step in day one and help out a ball club. Brandon Ingram is 18 years old, 195 pounds soaking wet. He's not going to come in day one and help your ball club. He's not. It's going to take 2 years for him to fill that body out, and hopefully he's able to put 20, 25 pounds on. I know I was reading yesterday that he's eating 5,000 calories a day right now. That's his diet. Kevin Durant came out of college, I think, at 200 pounds. He's now around 235, 240. So it's possible. But Ben Simmons is the truth. Right now, Rob, I know you deal with these callers. Some of these guys out there are just way over the top.
There's some wild trade rumors being thrown out there.
But
For sure.
I mean, so you're not in favor of the trade where that's concerned, where that number 1 overall pick is concerned. But there's going to be a trade that happens, in my opinion. So who would you like for it to involve?
It's on
would
the
you
roster.
say
Who would you move?
Okafor, Noel? Where would you go with this?
Nerlens Noel, I would trade. Right now, Julio Okafor, just look back at what he went through last year. How many times was his name in the spotlight for the wrong reasons? And he bounced back. He averaged 17 and I think 7. Playing on the 76ers who won 10 games like you just said.
Yeah.
I don't want to trade him right now.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by what Julio Okafor can do. Does he play defense? No. All right, but the perfect basketball player isn't on this squad right now. Sure, Ben Simmons, he can't shoot. Some people say that. I think they're a little over the top on that, but he's not the perfect basketball player. I'm sorry we don't have Magic Johnson on this squad right now. I don't want to get rid of anybody at this point in time, but if you were to make a move, Nerlens Noel would be that one
That's
guy.
just not realistic, though, considering the fact that you're not going to get the same compensation that you would get with an Okafor. If we're talking about a team that's not complete right now, then why not, send Okafor away and get some, 2 guys that basically could be those.
Well, you'd have to sweeten the pot.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You would have some other picks. Obviously, you got the 24, 26 in the first round. You got a number of picks that are coming up. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
We appreciate
This is a goodbye speech. Tell him thank you very much. I appreciate everything you've done.
I'm getting a tattoo this weekend right here.
Oh my God.
Pinky's face.
No,
right
if you
there.
do that, can you please do it live on our show?
Process. Too. Think about this. Next year, right? You still have the ability to flop with the Kings.
Yep.
Flip the spots there, which is huge because the Sixers have a better year. I think Sacramento's going to stink again.
And let's talk about the Lakers.
And one more year, it's protected. But if they fall out of that top 3 with whatever they add this player this year, they could be a lot better and maybe not be a top 3 team.
Yeah.
You're still sitting pretty even for next year. And let's face it, Sixers probably aren't going to be a playoff team, so you'll have a lottery pick that's their own as well with that option with Sacramento.
Anybody got sunglasses right here? The future is so
It's
bright.
right, man.
There, you normally have some over there.
Right. But back to that Ingram.
Wait a minute, do we get some? Here's it. How much?
What we
Need
do?
some aviators.
You got it? You got it?
You got some shades?
We got
shades on there.
We got two. We got two.
Hit me out,
We
boy.
got
Hit me out.
3D.
Give Sean.
Yeah, right.
And those
Are they sunglasses? I don't
know what they are.
Those are 3D glasses. You know why you those 3D glasses? Because you need.
That's a good look for you, man.
Look, he needs to see Ingram in 3D because Ingram is a guy. Okay, he's not as big as
He puts on 20 pounds when you put those 3
But in saying that, how big was AI when he first got in the league? We got to put it in comparison. This guy's coming as a refined shooter, and that's what this team needs at this point. That's why I'm a fan of Simmons.
But here's my point,
But
Barry.
Ingram is a guy who can come in and be that outside threat that they lack.
Okay, but if you get Simmons, and let's say he's a point forward, whatever you want to call him, he's a guy sort of running the show, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to fix everything with one pick, right?
Absolutely, yes.
You are still going to need a shooter, granted, but there should be other ways where you can at least get somebody that's a little bit better, and then maybe next year you get
The
shooter.
only
Whatever.
way you're going to do that is get rid of Okafor.
I don't think you have to get rid of Okafor to do that. I think you can get it in other ways.
Where? Like Nerlens?
Well, I mean,
Nerlens
look.
being that guy. Big shot Bob?
No, I don't mean on the roster. I don't mean on the roster. Okay, I mean, hey, let's get it right with a 24 or 26.
Yeah.
If you don't trade them, look at all these teams. Look at Golden State.
Golden State.
They killed it later in the first round and into the second round. San Antonio's done that for years. So Brian Colangelo, this is where you really earn your money. You should get number 1 right. Let's get the later picks.
I have no doubt in them
That's
getting
the
the
big
number
thing
1
right
right.
there.
I don't have a single doubt in that.
No, you feel great about that, but I mean, it's free agents. You're not going to get a huge name, but get somebody in here as a comparable shooter, and then you have a lot of the other.
I
parts
think after another season, I think you're going to get some names of free agents in here. I do.
After this season.
After this
Well, yes,
season, right.
if Embiid establishes himself, if whoever you take
Right.
first establishes, then all of a sudden it's like,
Well, right.
they have
So
something.
to
there.
your point, then sitting pretty in the draft next year, you can also
You
be
can
sitting
also
pretty with
address it
the
that way.
possibility of free agents next year.
True. No,
Can you
very true.
imagine Joel Embiid being healthy? I just, that's what it comes down to. I mean, that was the heartbreaking thing that happened last year. But obviously, when that selection went down.
Stop it. Put these
for
back
me-
on.
Yeah, put these
Come
back
on.
on. All right, yeah, that's right.
Think
That's right.
positively.
Joel Embiid will be healthy. He's going to play 70-plus games this year. Look out, all right? I mean, that right there is just, I'm not even banking on that. When he went down for that second time, I go, all right, that's
Yeah.
it. We know how this is going to turn out. But who knows? Now the 76ers are saying that things are looking on the positive for Joel Embiid.
He's the game changer.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know we talk about this first pick, and that should be a game changer too, but this is the guy. He is it.
And that's why you can't move anybody just yet.
Yeah, and
I
the
know.
risk is especially if you move an offensive force like Okafor and Embiid can't play, you're going to have to get all your scoring from the outside if that's the case. And then, they could if they load up on the guys that you want to load up on, but I would worry me a little bit. All right, let's circle back to our question today presented by Dunkin' Donuts, and Sarah has a few responses. in the social center. Hi, Sarah.
You guys were just talking about it. We were talking about it earlier. Yeah, the trade rumors. And this morning we were asking you at home, if the Lakers or Celtics offered, would you trade Jahlil Okafor for either the second or the third overall pick? Dom on Twitter said he would, but he sent us a video along with his answer.
Oh my God, I love this. I was dying laughing this morning.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
It's next level.
The rest of the show is canceled. We're just going to watch this. Love it. All right, sorry. Tom on Twitter says, yep. Although I tried to pry Russell from LA instead of the second pick despite Russell's immaturity, we need scoring fast.
I don't know. Maybe I probably shouldn't get so soured after 1 year, but I'm not feeling Russell right now. I don't know.
It's an interesting idea though, because you're getting somebody we know a little bit more about than what a draft pick could potentially be.
Yeah.
I just get that.
That's the player in you, Rob.
As long as he and I aren't traveling on the road together, recording my exploits. Exactly.
All right.
Sorry, Iggy.
One more for you from Ajo, who says last year's top 3 pick was playing great for an unknown. No. For a proven player at a need position, yes. And this is an interesting thing that we haven't talked much about. You know, we keep talking about trading a guy, trading Okafor for one of those picks. What about trading him for somebody who's actually played, which one of our viewers just suggested? It's an interesting idea there.
That to me, that's a little bit of a different conversation.
It is.
Oh, absolutely.
Depending on what you're bringing back.
Any one of the point guards from Atlanta, like I said,
Any one
Crabby
of them.
from
Any of the above.
Just any of them.
yeah, you know, both of those guys are pretty good.
Yeah.
Crabby from Portland, you know, good shooting guard, you know, point guard type of guy. I mean, there's a lot of guys, you know, maybe even you know, free agency bringing in Mike Conley. You know, there's a lot of things to we.
Yeah, I wonder if you're going to be able to land somebody like Conley, if he would want to come here with, you know, considering, I mean, you're coming off 10 wins and there's a lot of unknowns. I don't know. Certainly if they give him a ton of money, he might, but I don't think you're going to be able to land somebody of that ilk.
A lot of teams are going to have a lot of money to spend as well in this offseason. So
What about a Derrick Rose?
I wouldn't touch him. I wouldn't touch him with the injury history. I really wouldn't.
But you would feel comfortable, Rob, having the conversation of trading Okafor to get a proven player.
Much more comfortable than the unknown of a pick.
Yeah.
I can get with that as well.
Yeah.
All right, so before you go, we have a new game we like to play called...
Claude Giroux is amazing.
Oh,
All right.
Here we go. I didn't mean to scare you, Sean. I'm sorry about that.
You know I love you, Sarah.
I love you too.
The game is called Who Tweeted It, Sarah. This is the first time we're playing this game.
All right, so here's how it works. I am the game show host, and I get to yell at Sean Bracet. My pleasure. I'm going to read a series of tweets, and you have to tell me if they came either from former Philly Lenny Dykstra, who we were talking about a little earlier on in the show, you were here, or presidential hopeful Donald Trump. Are you ready to play, Mr. Brace?
I like where you guys' heads are at this morning.
All right. Here's the first one. I'll take that as a yes. The tweet reads, anything's on the table. I'll prove I'm not afraid to share things that aren't the most flattering. But trust me, you want me in that foxhole.
Wow. You mean it's, well, I guess to the majority of Americans, Lenny Dykstra could possibly run for office and he might get some votes. I'm going to go with Lenny on this one. This seems like nails all the way here. Give me Lenny.
You are correct.
Hello.
All right,
HGH my cereal.
here's the next one. Quote, I have never seen a thin person.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is about as shallow as it gets, and that's Donald Trump. Easily, Mr. Trump.
It is.
He's on fire. He's on fire.
All right, moving on. Quote, some of you want to doubt. I actually can't and don't blame you.
This is a tough one. I have to go with Donald. Give me the Donald on this one. Give me
You
Trump.
are wrong. Sorry. Okay, this next one is about Rob's favorite singer, Katy Perry, his other favorite singer. Quote, Katy, what the hell were you thinking when you married loser Russell Brand? There is a guy who's got nothing going.
Oh my God.
Wait.
Wow. I actually watched a documentary on Russell
I watched
Brand.
that too.
How funny is
It's
that?
pretty
Wow.
fascinating.
He was a wacko. Yeah, he still is. Come on, you got to go with Donald on this one.
Yes.
Lenny probably has no idea who the heck Katy Perry is.
You are correct.
Or
It
Russell
is
Brand
Donald
is.
Trump.
Yeah.
All right, next. Quote, amazing how the haters and losers keep tweeting the name Bleeping Von Clownstick like they're so original and like no one else is doing it.
Give me the Donald. Yes, that's Donald Trump. We know that.
Yes, that is indeed Donald Trump. And let's do one more just for fun.
Please.
Quote, what do we call all of you who follow me on this?
Yep.
Need a name, right? followers is bleeping lame. It's above my pay grade to pick a name, so you do it. Who said that?
That's easily Mr. Dykstra. Yeah, it's about my pay
You
grade.
are correct.
Yes.
That was like a very
5 out of 6, not bad.
Yeah, pretty good.
Good work.
Some of those were tough.
Yeah, right? There were a couple tricky ones in there.
Showing good showing there. We want to stick in the little Eagles before you get out of here. It got lost in the lottery.
Yes, it did.
But Sam Bradford spoke 2 days ago. I actually thought he handled himself all right, other than maybe everything was Tom Condon's
And
fault.
blaming his agent for everything.
I'm just curious what you thought about what he had to say.
He's just in a dream world. I mean, he knows that when the Eagles offered him essentially a 1-year deal, right? It's a 1-year deal. Then, come on, Sam. He wants to finish his career here. That's not what the Eagles were telling you. So he's in this dream world where it's like, oh, I planned on playing great for the next 2 years. I was going to finish my career here, and I was going to raise my family with a picket fence and 2 dogs, and all that. Come on,
You have the tire swing.
Yeah, and the tire swing. You gotta have the tire swing. You're right. Dream world. So look, he knows writing's on the wall. It's Carson Wentz.
Well, that's why it wasn't a dream world, because he understood that. He understood those factors that were involved with it. So I think he was more so wanted to try to position himself in a way in which he could get that dream world somewhere else.
A mistake to bring him back, though. That's the ultimate question. A mistake to bring Sam Bradford back.
I'm okay with it.
No,
I'm okay with it.
I think it's their best chance to be able to compete this year.
I'm okay with it because I think the players are okay with it.
Yeah.
The fans may not be, but as long as the players are okay,
That's week 1, first interception.
Oh, listen, I know what you know what's going to be down.
yeah.
There's no
Do
question.
you think we see Carson Wentz at all this season?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
Regular season.
I do. And I know that Peterson came out and said that when he was asked that question, he stopped for a second to think. And he was like, well, we got Chase Daniel. I don't know if I can pass him. I just think if Carson Wentz is the number 2 overall pick in a draft, I don't care how weak the draft is at that position, he's got to be pretty darn good, right? So I think he's going to show flashes in practice, and they're going to be like, we got to get our new toy on the field. And that's when he's going to play.
All right.
All right, Sean, thanks, man. Good seeing you as
Thanks
always.
for having me.
Still ahead, Doug Peterson makes a